Thank you, Tom. It's a real pleasure for me to be here with you tonight. This is one part of the job of being your police chief for so long that I miss. I've been retired 11 years now. But look around the room and see who is here tonight. There's a lot of folks here that are making a statement through their presence that are not allowed by their agencies to get up here and get a hold of this microphone and tell you anything. There'd be a lot more here if they were allowed to talk and to explain what's really happening in law enforcement in Angelina County. I came up here tonight to tell you what I know about Greg Sanches, and it's all good. So I won't bore you with a lot of details, but I will tell you that we have got the clearest choice for this sheriff's position that you can imagine. On the one hand, you have a man with great character that goes all the way back to his early beginning. Educated himself, trained himself, conditioned himself, mind, body, and spirit to be a police officer. Probably with the intent of someday being your sheriff for this county. He's never told me that, but it kind of looks that way, doesn't it? And he doesn't have to sit around and explain to you why he made bad decisions as a young man, because he didn't make any bad decisions. When I was police chief, one of the battles that we had with the sheriff's department was over the jail. The city of Lufkin, and this will surprise some people over at the sheriff's department, the city of Lufkin residents are county residents too, and they pay county taxes. Yet they were treated as aliens. The sheriff's department wouldn't take our prisoners. And the Texas Constitution specifies that the sheriff is responsible for all prisoners arrested for violations of state law in his county. Bob Flournoy was the city attorney at the time, and we literally had to go and threaten to bring suit against the sheriff's department and the county to get them to honor their obligations. We made an obligation to the sheriff department, the then sheriff, Mike Lawrence, that we would get out and actively support the building of the new jail so that we would get out from under that 111 bed cap that the federal courts had imposed on Angelina County. We actively campaigned to help build that jail. And as soon as we got it built, they changed their mind. We're not going to bother, we're not going to take your prisoners again. You know, we had to go through that same battle the second time. And of course you win. You're on the right side, you're going to win. But we shouldn't have had to go through those battles to get there. It would be nice to have a man in office, and you know, I'm not looking for a job. I wouldn't take one if you tried to give it to me. I thoroughly enjoyed being retired. But it would be so nice to be with an agency that worked well with another the way I know it's going to be when Greg Sanches is a sheriff. So let me recap quickly how I feel about this race. On the one hand, we have a man with great character, great reputation, great training, good education, physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. And on the other hand, we have an unknown quantity that says to the newspaper, I decide who I file on for drug violations. I decide. I put myself above the Texas legislature and all law, and I decide who gets filed on for drug violations. Folks, That's not the way it's supposed to be. Police officers take an oath to enforce the law fairly and impartially to all people. And we are not allowed, as an officer, that latitude to decide who gets the law enforced on them and who doesn't. And for a candidate to get up and say that was the dumbest thing I ever read in the newspaper. And I've seen some dumb things in the newspaper, most of which I had said. So I hope you will join me in supporting Greg and doing everything you can. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to people you don't know. And tell them what a great guy he is and that we're all here supporting his candidacy for sheriff. Thank you, Greg.